This is Steve Robbins. Welcome to the Get It Done Guys quick and dirty tips to work less and do more. It's the 21st century. Woohoo! Being the future, we've augmented our brains with amazing technology that lets us multitask and be super productive on a dozen things at once. Ha ha, just kidding. Actually, if you multitask, it will turn your brain to mush and it will make you unable to perform even simple mental tasks. But since the first thing to go is your ability to assess your productivity, you'll feel great while your abilities descend to the level of a flatworm. That doesn't change the fact that we have multiple projects going on, however, or several goals to hit at once. So with only one attention span, we need to decide what to work on next. Usually, that means focusing on what seems the most urgent at the time. And we usually define urgent as needs to be finished soon enough. But if that's your definition of urgent, it won't quite work. It doesn't take into account projects that need more time to finish, and as a result, choosing the task with the earliest deadline to cover first may be keeping you from hitting other deadlines on time. There's a better way. Instead of using the soonest deadline to prioritize, focus on what needs to be started the soonest. In order to know what needs to be started the soonest, you need to figure out lead times. Lead time is how far ahead of a deadline you need to complete the task. You're sneaking out of work for a coffee break. Your artisan cafe of choice only takes cash. So you need to go to the ATM. The 5 minutes that it takes to grab cash from the ATM is your lead time. That's 5 minutes not spent getting your caffeine fix. So to establish your lead times, add up all of the preparation and the work time that you need for a task. And then you'll know exactly how far in advance you have to start. Intern MG invited me to his holiday potluck. He asked me to cook green beans and mashed potatoes. He's either very brave or very foolish. I said, yes. I am very sadistic. Being of German descent, MG is a real stickler for deadlines. If I'm even 5 minutes late, he just might ask me to leave. While keeping my green beans, of course. Even Martha Stewart cowers in abject inadequacy when confronted with intern MG's standards. In any event, the green beans take 5 minutes of preparation time and 15 minutes to cook. That means that my green bean lead time is 20 minutes. The mashed potatoes take 20 minutes to cook and 5 minutes to mash. That means my potato time is 25 minutes. Now that I know my times, including lead times, I need to figure out how to do all of that on time. Start the projects with longer total times first. Remember, urgency is about what needs to be started first. Once you know everything's lead time, and you know how long the task and the lead time will take, what's most urgent is what will take the longest, so that everything gets finished. Take the lead time of the long task and subtract the lead time of the short task. That tells you how much earlier you need to start the long task. Green beans take 20 minutes total, while mashed potatoes take 25. The longer task is the potatoes at 25 minutes. So subtract the 20-minute green beans and you get 5 minutes. That means you have to start the potatoes 5 minutes before you start the green beans. Now in this example, the beans can be prepared while the potatoes are, potatoing. If your two tasks can't be overlapped like that, however, you have to do them one after the other. In that case, just add their total times together to find out when you have to start the whole project. So if I decide to bring peeled carrots and sliced turnips to MG's potluck, there's no way to overlap the tasks since all the time for each dish is used preparing the food rather than any waiting time for it to cook. If the time for the carrots is 45 minutes, because I lost my carrot peeler and I have to use my fingernails, and the lead time for the turnips is 7 minutes, because, turnips, I have to spend a total of 52 minutes preparing. That's 45 minutes plus 7 minutes. Of course, I speed date those two tasks until they're complete. For more information on speed dating, you can see the past Get It Done Guy episode on the topic, and there is a link in this episode's transcript. Once you've found out which task to start with, you need to know when to get started. Find out the start time in relation to the deadline. Now you know which task starts in relationship to the others, but when do you actually start each one? You calculate the start time of each task by subtracting the total time the task will take from the due date. So you'll end up with a collection of times when you could start each task that would allow you to do it by the deadline. The party started at 5:30. It takes 25 minutes to get to MG's minimalist rent-controlled studio apartment, and it takes 5 minutes to push past his landlord who is picketing the tenement in the hopes of getting higher rents. So I subtracted the half-hour lead time from my arrival deadline. Now I need to know that I leave at 5 p.m. to get there on time. I'm starting the mashed potatoes first and then the green beans, and my deadline is 5 p.m., which is when I'm leaving. As we saw before, we need to start the potatoes 5 minutes before the green beans. The two together take 25 minutes. So my start time is 5 o'clock minus 25 minutes, or 4:35. Now I can impress intern MG with my punctuality and bring the food that I need to. I mean, not that I have to impress MG or anything, because, I mean, come on, he's just an intern. And even if he is really super competent, he is just an intern. Now if I only actually knew how to cook. This is Steve Robbins. Email your questions and tips to getitdone@quickanddirtytips.com. I run webinars and other programs to help people accelerate their careers. If you want to know more, visit steverrobbins.com. That's SteverRobbins.com. Work less, do more, and have a great life.